Hello, David. My name is Vince Hilardi with eSearch Local. You had visited our local ranking report site back about a week ago, and in response to an email we had sent you uh, discussing a year-end promotion we were running for local businesses. And what I wanted to do is just provide this video showing you at a high level the analysis that we've put together for your business specific to your online presence. And I do want to mention before I get too detailed here, David, that one of the items in the email specific to the promotion mentioned that we are waiving the upfront fee to businesses who get started by the end of the year. Well, I am actually creating this video on Wednesday, January 2nd, so the year has ended. But I do want to mention to you that, first of all, we apologize for the delay in getting this to you. We've had such a tremendous response to this campaign that we've had some challenge getting back to everyone in a timely fashion. So um, for your benefit, we are extending that offer through the close of business on Friday, which is the 4th of January. So again, the most important thing is to peruse this information, take a look at it, see if it makes sense. If you'd like to have further conversation, I'm going to provide you my direct cell phone number that we can certainly talk and even consider whether this program makes sense for you, okay? But the most important thing is I want to review for you again at a high level what we have found. Take a look at some of the things you're doing well, but also, most importantly, look at some of the opportunities that are out there to really gain a substantial amount of traction with your online presence and really get an advantage of the numerous competitors that you have in your business in the Cartersville and surrounding area. So with that being said, I started with your actual website and looking at Legendary Scapes. It's a clean site. It's pretty basic. It seems that you are actually in the process of setting it up. Here we are on the home page, and as we come down to the welcome message, welcome to Legendary Scapes, a full-service landscape and maintenance company. And it looks like you haven't completed it here because this is just a generic information on the site to walk you through how to create the site on your own. So you might want to go in and update some of that information. Again, the About Us page talks about where you're growing and how you're doing well. Congratulations. Some minor things, less important for online search engine optimization, but it's just more of a style thing. Some of the fonts are different sizes, so you might want to clean some of this up. Contact page is pretty good. It's a simple web form, and you do have your numbers shown here. I noticed that your office number is not the actual main number you use for your online presence, which is fine. And I gather I had not called that main office number. I'm assuming it's some type of answering machine that folks could leave a message. And then you have your Our Customers page, which shows some of the work you've done, which is very impressive, very important. So, all right, we can certainly talk about things we can do to possibly assist you in really enhancing your web presence to really get the most out of it. But the other piece of information I want to show you is in the page source. I've noticed that you've done a good job with your title, Legendary Scapes, full service landscape and maintenance company. And I attempted to find some keywords that you've embedded in the site, and I don't see any. And the most important thing for any on-page optimization, which is what this is you want to include in the HTML component on your website the actual keywords that you're looking to rank for. And I've taken the liberty to do some keyword research for you to give you some ideas of what keywords you might want to consider, which actually is probably a good segue to move into the next piece of information, David. And before we get too detailed with any of our prospective new customers, one of the things that we want to do as a business, and you would want to know as a business owner, is does it make sense to get involved in some type of online marketing program? And really the only information to consider in doing that would be, is there enough search volume on a monthly basis to even consider an online marketing program? And does it make financial sense? So let's take a quick look at the keyword research we've come up with. Let me make this a little bit bigger here so you can see it a little bit easier. All right, here we go. I pulled a number of keywords that apply to your business, and actually pulled them off of the local ranking report, and kind of deleted out the ones that Google, does not show much search volume for, and only included the ones that had any search volume. So here we are, a listing looking at landscaping, lawn care, lawn maintenance, landscape design, sod, lawn care, lawn maintenance, and looking at those keywords specific to a geo-targeted area in and around Cartersville. You can see the search volumes here. So with all the cities included, as you see here, for these keywords, we're looking at about 3,500 monthly searches for the very services that you offer in and around Cartersville. And I've taken the liberty also just to highlight those specifically in Cartersville. And the reason why I do that is this: a lot of business owners feel that they have to go further and further out from their home zip code or their business zip code to find business. And it's certainly understandable, because most businesses are involved in the old school marketing programs, whether they're doing direct mail or some type of radio advertising or billboard, or more traditional means of advertising. And because those means of advertising are more of a shotgun effect, that you're just trying to get your name in front of people in the hopes that they're interested in the very services that you have to offer at the very point in time that you're spending money on the advertising. As you can imagine, it's more of a shotgun effect, so you got to reach further and further out. The beauty of online marketing is you can get very granular, very specific to your geographic area based on this data, because just looking at Cartersville alone, landscaping Cartersville has 110 monthly searches on average. Lawn care Cartersville has 91, and sod Cartersville has 58. So you add all those up, you're looking at about 260 monthly searches on average for people in Cartersville looking for the very services you offer at that particular point in time. So I bring that up just to mention that for you to consider what impact having those type of calls coming into your business each and every month to share legendary Scapes services too. And I would imagine you wouldn't need very many of them to really have a pretty tremendous impact on your business. So with that being said, when you just go out just a little bit to the surrounding areas like Ackworth and Kennesaw, Marietta, you start adding some pretty large volumes. Here's landscaping Ackworth, another 140. Here's lawn care Ackworth, another 73. And then when you start getting into Kennesaw, landscaping Kennesaw, 210. Lawn care Kennesaw, another 140. You can see the volumes start getting pretty big. So the purpose of this, again, high-level keyword research, is just to show the monthly volumes that are out there of people looking for your very services each and every month. And I think it's pretty clear that an online marketing program would be very much a viable consideration on your part to drive your business, even to the point where you may want to consider what you're currently doing, if anything, to market your business, and reallocating monies to an online marketing program. So So with that being said, I feel pretty confident to continue forward with the information that we put together, because it is very clear that Legendary Scapes and you, David, should most certainly consider an online marketing campaign. So moving on from there, the next piece of information I'd like to look at is let's go to Google, and let's just simply do what most businesses and most people do when they're looking for a particular service. If you're like most of us, when we're looking for a particular product or service, we go to the internet, and Google is by far the leading source for that information. As a matter of fact, Google provides more search volume than all the other browsers and providers combined. So it is certainly the lion's share of the business. So on Google, I simply typed in landscapers, Cartersville, Georgia. And what you see is the common things I'm sure you're familiar with. And looking at this main page here, you'll notice, not sure if you can see it clearly in the video, but the top section is typically associated to people who are spending money for what's called AdWords, pay-per-click. And very simply, you don't see very many here, but typically you see 3 in a shaded area up top, and there's typically 7 on the right-hand side. And pay-per-click campaign, very simply, is where you actually bid for certain keywords, and you're charged each time your ad is clicked, whether they call your business or not. Whether it's a kid playing on a afternoon in front of the computer and they're just clicking on these pay-per-click ads, well, each time your ad is clicked, you are charged for it. Let me go back to the keyword research real quick to give an idea of what some of these charges are. In the landscape business, it's actually relatively affordable. And if you look at some of the pay-per-click costs, it ranges as low as, I see here, $1.81 for sod wood stock, and goes as high as $7 for lawn service. Here we go, $8.30 for lawn maintenance in Kennesaw, $3.31 landscaping Ackworth, lawn care Cartersville, $6.32. So you see it ranges. So bottom line, pay-per-click, again, as you probably know, anytime somebody clicks on one of those pay-per-click ads, you're charged whether they intended to click there or not. So I say all that to say this, David. Pay-per-click is a very expensive and costly means of marketing and advertising, which, by the way, is how Google makes their billions of dollars. But very few companies really see the investment benefit in spending any money on the pay-per-click side. Now, with that being said, though, I will say, because of the expense being as affordable as it is, it's something that may want to think about in the future once your online marketing program is really taken off. But at this stage of the game, it's typically not one of those foundational programs you want to include in your online marketing campaign when you're just getting started. All right, so getting back to that. So when looking at that, so you have the pay-per-click, we've talked about that, but the one thing that stands out to everyone is the map section, this area right in here. And by the way, all those red dots you see scattered all over the place, including the tags with the letters, those are your competitors. So as you can see, and I'm sure you already know this, landscaping is a pretty competitive business. And just the Cartersville area, we're looking at 102,000 competing pages for the very services you offer. But the one area I want to bring your attention to is the Google Places section, better known as Google Maps. Google Maps puts together what's called a 7-box, which are these businesses right here. And they're businesses that Google has found has relevant information specific to the search term that was inputted in the search box, and displays those businesses, again, in order of priority and preference and relevance to that search term. So the most important thing here I want to bring your attention to is that you are found. You're in a 3rd position, which is a very good spot to be in. I'm going to show a heat map in a little bit showing you where the bulk of the quote-unquote eyes go on this page, which is the areas within this page that get the lion's share of the clicks. which is what this is all about. You want folks to come to this page, find you, call you, and allowing you the opportunity to share, what it is that Legendary Scapes does, what's so different about the services you offer and how you offer them from the competitors, so they choose to hire you as opposed to everyone else. So let's take a look at real quickly who your competition is on this page. First position is Low Lawn and Landscaping. Again, it looks like they've claimed their listing, but they've done very little to optimize their listing. And again, they still have the first page position, which is the number one position for the most number of clicks and activity. Second position is Tidwell's. Again, they've done a basic job, but again, they haven't optimized it very well. Here is your section, but for some reason, David, your places page is not shown. You may have recently updated it, or Google is looking at it and updating it themselves, so it's not available at this point in time. Howard Associates, again, it looks like they may have claimed it, but they've done very little to optimize it. Stanley Tree has done a better job than most in optimizing, but again, they've done very little. Klein's Lawn Care, minimal as well, and then Grout Logic. Not sure why they're here. It looks more about a flooring company, but the point in all this is you got a pretty good position in the third position. David, the most important thing that I've gathered from this information is that your competitors have done very little, if any, optimization of their maps page. And what does that mean to you? Tremendous opportunity to get you in the top position and get you getting the bulk of these clicks that are coming in the Cartersville area. All right. So getting back to that, let's take a look at your Google page. Here's your page right now. Now, there's so much that could be done on the Google Plus page for a business, in that this is where you want to highlight your business. You want your phone number to stand out. You want to have a number of pictures and videos that depict the very services you offer. So any consumer that's looking for a landscaper, for whatever particular service you offer, they have a wealth of information, so they really get a good warm fuzzy about Legendary Scapes and the things that you do, and it's very clear that they see that you're a substantial business, and that all the things that you've talked about here in the About Us, about the growth and the things you're doing, how long you've been in business, and how you're moving into that large facility, which certainly implies growth and success of your business, we definitely want to highlight on your Google Plus page. So again, a lot of opportunity there for you. So let's take a look at the local ranking report. This was a link that we provided on the email to you. I'm not sure if you took the chance to pull that and review it, but the beauty of this report is it pulls how you are ranked in Google Places for the keywords that have been listed for the very services you offer. And I will say, overall, you're doing a fairly good job, David. You're doing better than most, quite frankly, in that of all your keywords, about 50% of them people can find you. The other 50% they cannot. So a lot of opportunity there to help you. But of that, 7 of your keywords are in top positions. So let's take a look at that real quick overview. In the term landscaper, you rank number 3, as we saw, behind Lowe and Tidwell's. Landscaping, you rank 4th, again behind Lowe and Tidwell's. I'm sure you know who your competitors are. The keyword sod, you're not found at all, behind Sod and Legacy. Lawn care, you rank 7, below Klein's and Alpha and Omega. Lawn maintenance, you're ranked number 4 behind Klein's and Hidden Pond, and you can see the rest. And so, a lot of opportunity. Lawn care, you're ranked pretty good. Lawn service, you're not found at all. Lawn treatment, you're ranked number 2. That's very good. Lawn services, not at all. Lawn care, 6th. Mulch, not found at all. Tree service, not at all. Landscaper, you're number 3. Arborist, mowing, seeding, aeration, sprinkler system, not found at all. Landscape contractor, number 2, just below Low. lawn and landscaping, sprinkler irrigation, nothing, landscape design number 2. So you get the idea. So, you're doing fairly well in a number of keywords. We need to get you a bit higher in the rankings on those keywords. But another very important component is what's found over here on the right-hand side, your listing score. There are a number of directories out there on the internet. Actually, there's over 100 of them that you do want to be in. And right now, of the top 7, all right, you've done a very good job in claiming the main ones: Google, Bing, and Yahoo. Those are all the local pages within those those search engines. And again, you've done a great job claiming them, but we've got to improve the level of optimization in each of them to really maximize every benefit to get you the highest page rank possible. You've also claimed super pages, which is another very good one, but the other important ones that have not been claimed nor are you listed is insider pages. Yelp, you are listed but not claimed. Super pages, again, you've claimed that one, good job, and City Search has not been claimed. So minimally, we want to get you listed and optimized in those main directories. All right, so bottom line, there's a lot of keywords that you're not ranked for. A number of them you are ranked for, and the key is just to get you a much higher ranking, so again, we get ahead of your competitors, as you see here. All right, so, and real quickly, I just want to click on Low Lawn and Landscaping to show you their Google Plus page. Again, not very well optimized at all, so I bring this up, David, to show you that there's a very high probability that we can get you in a position above these competitors that are currently in the top positions. All right, so with all that, moving on, let's get a little bit more detail now about our programs. Now, I say all that to say this, to show you the heat map. This heat map is a pretty exhaustive study that shows where people look when they get access to a search page. And as you can see from the heat map, the brighter heated area is where the bulk of the eyes go and where most of the traffic is directed to. So those ads that we've talked about and the organic listings, as you can see here, they don't get anywhere near as much as the top positions on the Google Maps section, the Google Play section. This is where you want to be. As a matter of fact, the top 3 positions get more than 50% of all the clicks and on all the business. So that is the main goal of all our online marketing programs. This next page here, I want to show you what our typical customers get because of our campaigns. The whole goal of any marketing campaign is to get your phone ringing, to give you more opportunities to share what it is that Legendary Scapes does, and to close more customers, bottom line, and drive your business and get more revenue. So the beauty is, this is just one of the reports that we provide to you to show you the activity coming through our program. So as you can see here in this example, this customer is getting on average about a dozen or so calls each and every week to allow them to talk about what it is they do to drive additional business. Now, the beauty also of this tracking is we know what's working, frankly, and what's not working in each of the areas. So this report, again, that you'll get each and every month, you'll know when the calls are coming in. As a matter of fact, we have some additional services that enhance this tracking that could actually provide a whisper. So when a call comes in, you'll hear a brief whisper letting you know what campaign the call is coming from. But again, we quantify all this on our end so we can keep track of the work we're doing and also allow us to evaluate what's working, what's not, and allows us to make the necessary changes, again, to maximize the number of calls and the new prospects that you get to talk to each and every week. All right, so let's get more detail about our program. What you probably recalled and noticed in our email is that we are the only performance-based SEO company. Now, what does that mean? Bottom line, you don't pay if we don't get you ranked. It's all about ranking. All right, if you're on page 2 on Google, you may as well be on page 1 million because you saw the percentages. People rarely go there. So if if we don't get you ranked appropriately, you don't pay us. So bottom line, we're the only SEO company that frankly has skin in the game and puts our money where our mouth is. Many of our competitors require large upfront monies and very large monthly optimization fees, and that you have to pay long before you see any results. And the challenge with that is it's very prohibitive from a lot of companies to get started that can certainly benefit from an online program. And the ones that do get started don't realize that it typically takes, David, anywhere from 60 to 90 days to really gain traction and start seeing some results. Now, we've been pretty fortunate and gotten results much sooner than that, but on average, that's the norm. So with our competitors in this business that require all this upfront money and these large monthly fees, it doesn't take very long of paying all this money out in a few months down the road before you start getting cold feet and you get impatient and you're looking at how much money you've laid out and how little business, if any, you've gotten. And a lot of businesses tend to bail out just before they start seeing the results. Now, the beauty in the way we're structured is this: you don't pay anything up front. You don't pay anything each month until we get you ranked, which means once we get you ranked, the calls are coming in. So the whole goal of any marketing program is to more than offset the investment you're making. And this performance-based strategy that we've initiated, again, the only company that does it, allows this to happen, giving you the peace of mind knowing that you're not paying all this money without getting the results. And bottom line, it truly is a strategic partnership that we're creating here. It's a win-win for both of us. So again, we mentioned in the email 0 upfront fees, and the whole goal was the 0 upfront fees were for those new businesses that get started before the end of the year. As I mentioned earlier, David, I'm creating this video for you here on Wednesday, January 2nd. So the year has ended, but again, because of the sheer volume of responses we got from this offering, we weren't able to get back to everybody in a timely fashion. So we are extending this for you through the close of business on Friday, January 4th. So again, take the time to kind of think about it and see if it's something that makes sense. So we've got plenty of time to consider this. All right. But bottom line, as I said, David, it truly is a strategic partnership. We've got skin in the game. We have a vested interest in your success, and we're going to work very hard behind the scenes to get you the traction and the activity and the responses as quickly as possible. So bottom line, we can start making money along with you. So it really is a win-win. So here's what you get with our program. You get a fully optimized Google Plus local listing. Now, David, you've done a good job. You've claimed yours, but we need to take it to the next step and fully optimize this Google listing to really maximize the search volume that you saw in the keyword research. Now, what do? We do very detailed keyword analysis. We evaluate your competition very thoroughly. And we also look at the categories that you need to be in, again, to maximize the traffic and maximize those phone calls. What we then do is assign you a personalized tracking phone number that we use to track how we're doing in your campaign. Now, the way this tracking phone number works very simply is these are the phone numbers that your prospective customers will call, but the phone that it's forwarded to is whatever phone number you designate. And in your case, I'm assuming it's your cell phone number, which is the current number you have online now, which rings directly to the phone on your side. And again, this allows us to track the effectiveness of our campaign, what's working, what's not. In addition, as you recall, we want to make sure that we've got you listed and optimized in those top 7 directories shown on the local ranking report. Again, you've done a good job at Super Pages, Google, Yahoo, and Bing Local. But again, we not only want to get you listed in those 7 directories, we want to optimize all the information in those directories. And that's included in our program. The next thing we want to do is we want to get together 10 very detailed photos. You've heard the term, a picture paints 1,000 words. Well, we want to get together 10 photos that shows your prospective customers the very services you offer. All right. Now, if you have photos of work you've done within legendary scapes, that would be great. If not, that's fine too. We can get, again, just 10 photos that really tell the story. And now in addition to that, we want to create 5 customized and optimized videos that, again, depict the very services that you offer. Now, with these 5 videos and the 10 photos, we use the term optimize a lot. Well, what goes into this is all these photos will be embedded with the main keywords we're trying to target for, and each of these videos and photos will be geo-targeted specific to the areas you want to market in. Again, all this is behind the scenes that Google looks at with their various algorithms and the way they crawl this information to not only show that Legendary Scapes is a viable company and, most importantly, relevant to the search terms that your customers are typing in the search bar, but also in the geographic area specific to where you want to be. All right. And then the most important piece is the exclusivity. Now, what do we mean by that, David? We will only work with one business category in a particular geographic area. Okay, so should you sign on with us, you will be the only landscaper we are working with in the area that we agreed to. All right. So let's talk about the investment specifics. Well, at a high level, there's a few things that go into how we make money and how you're charged. The first of every month, we pull what we call an analysis report, and in this analysis report, it looks at the keywords that have been ranked. Bottom line, the keywords that we've got you ranked at the area and the geographic locations where you want to be. And at that point, then we would charge the credit card on file. So again, you are only charged when the agreed upon services have been performed. Again, ranked in particular categories, ranked particular keywords, and at the level that we've agreed to. And if we do not meet that criteria, then your credit card is not charged. It's as simple as that. All right, so let's get more detail about how we arrive at your specific investment for this program. Well, the first consideration is how competitive a particular niche is, how competitive a particular business is. And your business is fairly competitive. It's not one of the more competitive ones, but it is fairly competitive. But that's one of the considerations. The second are the keyword requirements that you're looking for. How many keywords do we want to look at? How many keywords do we want to start optimizing to get ranked? That's the second consideration. And the third consideration is the areas you want targeted. Okay, so those 3 categories come together to arrive at what the monthly investment would be. Now, I have a pretty good idea at this point in time what the monthly investment is going to be based on these 3 areas from what I've researched about your business and about how competitive the business is. So ultimately, what we need to do is have a discussion to talk about these details, and we can lock in on exactly what the monthly investment would be. So with all that being said, David, give me a call when you get a chance. My cell phone number, the best number to reach me on directly is 678-642-2747. Let's have this conversation. Let's talk about the details of your campaign and bottom line what your monthly investment would be, and talk about what the ranking requirements are going to be for those specific keywords in those geographic areas. But regardless of what all this is, David, I assure you this, that bottom line, this will be the most cost-effective marketing program you can invest in for your business. So with all that being said, David, call me when you got a moment. Again, my cell phone is 678-642-2747. Let's have our conversation, and together, let's make 2013 the very best year in business for you. I look forward to your call.